Okay, here we go. It's Monday morning, July 8th, 7:07 Pacific Coast time, and we're getting our trade on. So here it is. It's July 8th. So we're continuing with our butterfly project, and we have something else new to mix in today. We're going to I'll just show you. I'll show you what we got. So this is what I'm doing here is I'm just testing these different variations and ideas I have for this 0DTE butterfly strategy. We've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, and last week and the previous week I tried a couple of new concepts I was wanting to experiment with, and they were both interesting and potentially workable. Today I'm going to mix the two together slightly. Well, you'll see, and introduce a new one as well, a new weird concept. So here we go. Let's go to the July 8th 0DTE trades. Let's go down to at the money. Now on this one, we're going to start at the, we're going to do the at the money put butterfly. So I'm going to say analyze by trade. Come up here and say butterfly. So there's our butterfly right there. So this one, we're going to start off with a broken wing butterfly. For example, here, well, let me just set this up. You'll see it all. You'll see it all in action. So let's start with at the money. So the SPX is trading at 55.77. Great, right in the middle. So let's just do 55.75. That's fine. And then I'm going to go 10 points above. So I'm going to put the one wing 10 points above the middle strike, and then the other one 15 points below the middle strike. So in our previous tests up to this point, we've been doing 15 wide at the money butterflies, which have seemed to work well. And from my back testing, this seems to be a really good width to do. This one, we're going to mix things up a little bit. So I'm going to adjust this down. So I set this up initially I set it up so that we get as close as we can to the center, and it's broken wing. So this is 10 points wide. This is 15 points wide. And then I'm going to adjust the whole butterfly structure down to get the at the money close to this edge, either just inside or at or just outside. In this case, let me see if I can go one more. If I go down one, if I take these strikes down one more, they'll put us, that's a little too far out for my liking. So I'm going to go with the other one, which is this. There we go. And then I'm going to put that guy on. I'm going to do 2 contracts on this. We got up to 3, but then we got we hit a couple of challenges with options decaying really slow, and we haven't got back up to 3. And I don't want to go up to 3 with this one because this is kind of a new concept I want to try out first. So let's see if I can get in on this guy. Okay, so we got filled right there. We got filled at 125. That seems, yeah, that's, I guess we are kind of skewed. 125. So let me lock that in. Let me just double check and make sure that's right. 125. 125. Okay, so there's that trade. And then what we're going to do is every time I say we, I'm talking about me, myself, and I. 3 Stooges. I'm going to put on one of these little wings, the Jimi Hendrix, but I'm only going to do it on one side. So I'm going to do it on the put side. I'm going to come down to this strike. I'm going to say analyze by trade. Then I'm going to say vertical. I'm going to do 2 of these. So here it is without. And I could wait too. I could just let this sit there for a few minutes, and if it moves up, I can get a way better price on this vertical, on this little wing down here that I'm going to put on. If it starts to move against us, we can throw it on real quick. In my back testing though, I put them all on at the same time like this. So I'm going to wait a little bit here. I'm just going to take my time and get into this nice and slow. Take a sip of my coffee. I still got to get my Boomer Dan coffee mugs made. That'll help my trading immensely. If I can trade out of like a custom mug, my custom trading mug, God. Okay, so There we go. Now the plan with this one is we start off broken wing. So the idea behind this is that last week we were doing our little wing trades where we would have little wings on each side. If you haven't seen any of those, just I'll leave a link in the description, or just go back to last week and check them out. But we had a little wing on the downside, we had a little wing on the upside. And so this concept idea this week is, what if we just kind of fast forward through the whole process, like as if when we had two wings, a little wing here and a little wing here, if the market ran up, we would try to get into a position like this and cash out those wings and get into a position more like this, a broken wing position to manage to the upside. So this idea is like, let's just skip that whole first step. Let's just imagine that we already started out up there. So we're only going to do the little wing on one side with these variations, and then I'll just manage to the upside using the tilt. The tilt trade is a weird concept where I go 1 day out. 1 day out. So these are zero. The butterfly is made up of 0 DTE options. The tilt adjustment, or tilt, let's call it the tilt management technique, is we go 1 day out and we buy a vertical, an at the money vertical, which gives us this kind of slanted, tilty way to manage this trade. But I don't want to put that on until I need it, so I'm going to put that waiting in the wings. And just for an emergency, I'm going to put in 2 fire extinguishers, and those are just same day 0 DTE calls and puts. Like, I've been using about 80 bucks. It's just one single. I don't put these on. I just have them sitting there waiting in the wings, and the butterfly wings, in case there's some quick fast move I need to like kind of level out. So I was doing some testing last week and this weekend where I would just go with the 50, save a few pennies, save a few bucks. So I'm staging those out. Those are just 2 fire extinguishers, a put fire extinguisher and a call fire extinguisher. And I'm just having them staged out there just in case I need to quickly throw something on. I have to go digging around through the option chain and all that. But hopefully with this version of it I'm going to be doing this week, we won't need those. But there they are in case we do. To put out a quick fire. Okay, so this trade is up on money already. So that's cool. We're just kind of sitting there. We have the trade on itself. Here are the two put little wings. And then here's our adjustment mechanism to the upside. So that's where I'm going to leave it right now. I'm just going to let this thing work and see what we get. So I'll be back in either as soon as something happens I need to make an adjustment, or 15 to 30 minutes for an update. And the profit target on this is the same, so it's $50 per butterfly. So we have two contracts on, we have 2 butterflies on, so the profit target on this is $100. All right, I'll be back. Okay, here we go. It's 8 o'clock. It's the 8 a.m. update. Here's our trade right now. We're up around 40 to 50 bucks on this. So between the last video and now, the SPX did come down. It came down to about in this area here. So I decided to go ahead and throw on these the little wings, the Jimi Hendrixes down here. So I have 3 of those on at 35. Then I have 2 butterflies on. So again, we're getting close to 100. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do with this trade is that when it hits $100 is our profit target on this. When it hits 100, I think I'm going to take just one of these butterflies off, lock in that profit, and then I'll be left with the 1 butterfly and this little wing here, and then see if I can milk like another $100 out of it or more. I don't know. I might regret it, but that's the whole point of these trades here, is to kind of experiment and learn how to fight the good fight. So again, this is our position right now. We're up like 50, 60 bucks. So I'll come back when something exciting happens. Either I'll hit $100 and I'll take one of these off, or if I need to make an adjustment to the upside, or if the whole account blows up. I'll be back. All right, here we are. It's 8:53. Here's our next check-in. I just got filled on, I peeled off one of these butterflies. So we started with 2 butterflies. Then we have this little wing here, which is now transformed into a big wing. And I just took off one of them. So our profit target on this trade was $100 because it was 2 contracts. So now we only have 1 butterfly on, and we have a current profit in the position of $100 or so, a little over 100. And let me load these up so I can, let me clean this up. So we put this one on. Oh, that's not right. Sorry. My bad. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Okay, so this is the first one we put on. We did 2 of these. 2 at 125. 2 butterflies. And then we put some little wings on, which gave us that position. And then just now we closed out one of the butterflies. So this is our current trade. So I'm going to see if I can try to milk this. Think I can get another $100 out of this, like up to 200. So on the upside, I'm fine. This looks okay. It's a little droopy there, but it's okay. If it moves up through there, I can make some tweaks. And on this side, I have a total risk from here all the way up to 160, but I would do something. I can roll this up if I need to. I can put a tilt in here, tilt trade. There's a lot of things I can do. So I'll just come back like in say 30 minutes or so, unless something happens before then. And again, we've already reached profit target on this. I'm just trying to see if I can. I'm a little bit greedy today. Those market makers are rubbing off on me. So let's see if I can get up to like, I'm going to try to get to 200 or better. Hope I don't regret it. We'll see. All right, I'll be back. All right, here we are. It's 9:30. This is our 9:30 update. And here's where our current position is now. I'll back out so we can see exactly where we stand or how we got here. So this is up around $70. So let me back out of this and I'll show you what we did. So let's just start at the beginning. So we put this broken wing butter on at the beginning of the day. We were up in here when we put it on. Then we added a little wing, a Jimi Hendrix. Look how sluggish. Okay, so there's the little wing. And then what we did was we peeled off one of these butterflies. Once we got around $100 in profit, which is the profit target for this, I peeled off one of these butterflies, which gave us this position here. I think this is where we were on the last update. And we started to move down. So we moved a bit down outside of the tent. And at that point, I did this, which was I rolled up this long. Come on, Thinkorswim. Jeez. Okay, so I rolled up that long, which gave us a position like this. I think, maybe I'm wrong. I rolled up this one. I rolled up the other side. I'm sorry. Let me back out of that. I rolled up this, which gave us this position here. And then I had this droop here. Again, we were outside the 10 at this point. So then I rolled this long up, which gave us this position right here where we're currently at. So we lost a bit of ground profit and loss wise. At this position here, we have total max risk of 115 all the way up. We have the butterfly here, which the thought process being if we crash down, we have a ton of money we can make up here. And that's only like 10, 20, that's only 30 points down. So it's not like totally unrealistic. Worst case scenario is we have a risk of 115, so we could do that. However, if we come back into the tent, well, as the day progresses, if we're anywhere on this high wire here, I need to watch that closely even if we get up here, we can make 250-ish. But this will droop through the rest of the day. However, there's not a lot to droop to. It's only $115 for that line to droop to, so it's not that big of a deal. And if we come back up here, we'll come back into this butterfly where we have a positive theta again, and we can make some more money up in here. So that was the thought behind that adjustment. Now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like experimenting with this. So anyway, so what I'm looking to do now is, well, I could just sell out the other butterfly. If I sold out that last butterfly, we'd be left with a position like this. $35 of risk. And this big profit potential to the downside. However, I don't really want to just be stuck with 35 or 55, whatever it is going to be of risk. So I'm not going to do that. But what I am thinking about doing is I can roll this leg up. I can't roll these butterfly up anymore. I have no more strikes to roll to. This is as tight as it gets, 5-point spread. So I can't roll that up to bring this position closer to break even. But what I can do is I can roll this up. And if I were to do that, let's just roll it up by, let's go in increments. So that's the 5545 strike. If I were to do the roll it up to, if I were to roll the 5545 up to the 5540, I bring in a credit of like 30 cents, and it would give us a position like this where our max risk has come down to 90. Or I could roll the 5545 up to 5535. I could roll it up 10 points, get a position like this where our max risk is now 65. We have this butterfly in this. Let me pull this down a little bit. Or I could roll it down to 5530, like so. Wind up with a position like this. Where I have this big butterfly here. I can make up to 900 in that peak. At that peak, I have this butterfly still on, which I can make up to what is this? Around 437 at the peak. Worst case scenario, all the way from here all the way up, is $50 of loss. $50 of loss in this area if we get down there, if this droops down to it, and then $50 of loss all the way down to the bottom. So I think I'm going to do this. When I was initially looking at this a few minutes ago, I had the ability to do this at $35. I had the ability to do this so that I only had $35 of risk, so I'm losing ground on that. So it's probably coming back up into that butterfly. Yeah, like so. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do that roll. Now we could roll it one more. Let's roll up to the 5525. If we did that, it would give us this, where we have $45 worth of risk in here. We have these two butterflies, $45 worth of risk all the way up. And down here we have like 540 if it goes down. So the trade I like best is this. I just wish I would have grabbed it when I had like the ability to only have $35 worth of risk. I have 50 now. If you look at that blue number, you can see at these low points we have $50 of risk. So if I put this on at, if I can sell this out at, is it 65? So I'm going to do that. 65. Confirm and send. And I have one little more. I have one more little trick up my sleeve. Maybe. Let's see if I can get filled on this. I don't think I can. It's going to be moving back up now. So let's see if I can get 60. Come on, baby. No dice. All right, well, I'll cave into you, greedy bastards. Damn market makers. Okay. Oh, look at this. Those jerks. Okay, there's 55. Give me my 55. Okay, there's 55. Okay, so I'm going to lock that in. Now what's interesting here, well, let me lock this in first. Then we can take a look at our different options. So that's 55. I want to make sure that's what I got. 55. Okay, so here's our current position. So right now we have a total risk in this position of 60 bucks. 60 bucks from here all the way to zero, 60 bucks from here to here, and 60 bucks from here all the way up. We have these two butterflies where I could make up to 916 on this one at the peak, and the peak on this one I can make up to 427. All right, so that's it for this one. I'm going to watch this for a while. Connor?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm trying to figure out how many subscribers I got from one video. How do I do that?
I'm not sure. Hold on a second, I'll help you. All right, so that's it for this one. I'll be back in a little bit for the next update. Let's see what happens next. Okay, here we go. It's 10:46. This is a quick update. Check in with our trade. Here's our current trade. We're about like 50 bucks or so. We're in this little butterfly, and I'm just gonna start to peel this thing off, and I want to peel it off in such a way so that it gives me the highest possibility, the biggest chance, the highest chance of making the most amount of money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take part of this bigger butterfly structure down here off, and I'm going to take this side of it off. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take that part of it off. That'll leave us in this butterfly structure with, we'll reduce our risk down to 50 bucks on both sides. And we have this here to keep in mind, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I just want to get out of, I want to pump some more theta into this and then get out. So I'm going to go ahead, let's see if I do one, what happens. If I do one, I'm going to have to peel them off anyway. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say create duplicate order. I'm going to try to get as much as I can for this, which says 5 cents. Let's see if I can get 10. Come on, you market makers. Give me 10 cents. No, they're not going to give me 10 cents. Are you kidding? I gotta get a new mouse. This mouse is messed up. Okay. Okay, so we got filled in those at 5. So let me lock those in. Right here. Come on. Okay. So there's our current trade. So we got to keep this in mind, but that's just a quick fix. I think it's this one here. If I want to fix that, I just take that off right here like this, I think. Let's see. Boy, Thinkorswim is just back to the, yeah. So if I take that's the order I want to take off next. So we're at 50 bucks here. We have a total risk of 50 bucks from here up. I'm going to see if I can get this off for a credit. It's saying a debit of 5. Let's see if it takes it. Let's see if it rejects the order or takes it. Use. I knew it, you suckers. Okay, so so I guess I have to give them $5. Those greedy bastards. I'm just gonna let that sit there and work at 5. I wonder if we can go at 0. Should we try that? Let's see if it rejects 0. Can I buy it back for 0? God, it hasn't rejected it. So what's the deal with that? We buy it for 0 and we just pay commissions? I don't know. Oh, there it went. It rejected it. Kicked it out. So we got time for that. Okay, so where is that? It's right here. $5 debit. Let's say create duplicate order. Okay. I'm saying I'll give you your $5. Take it. So let's let that sit there and work. Here's our current position. Right here. So I'm just going to let this thing milk. I'm going to try to milk out as much as I can and then get the F out. Kind of played around with this one. I was up $100. We hit our profit target. Then I was going to try to get fancy, and well, now we're back at 50. But I learned something. There's some cool things in there I can use again. These butterflies are just so flexible and like bendable, and I mean, way more adjustable and manageable than, like, say, just a credit spread. Credit spread, there's not much you can do, really. These things, it's like almost unlimited. All right. Oh, there it went. It just got filled. So it got filled at 5. Let me lock that one in. Okay. This thing swims like molasses again. Okay, so this is our current trade. So then all we have left is the butterfly. So we have a total risk of $55 on either side. We have a total profit potential of up to about 430, and we're currently at 50-ish. So I'm just gonna set up. I'm gonna stage the trade I need to take off to close this, which is just the one butterfly. So it's this one right here. Unless closing trade, butterfly. And that's all she wrote. But I'm not going to do that yet. So I could get out right now for $50. Well, 40, 45. But I'm not. I'm going to wait a little bit. So there it is. That's our current trade. I'm going to see if I can at least get back up to 100. so I don't feel like a total fool. There's 55 bucks of risk on either side. All right, so that's it for this one. I'll check back in a little bit and we'll see what happens next. Okay, so now we have this position left, and all we have left now is the butterfly to peel off. So I'm gonna try to get 50 bucks on this because I don't want to dick around anymore. I don't want to play around anymore. So what do I need to get this up at 50? To pull 50 bucks out of this trade, I need to, come on, Thinkorswim. Come on. I need to get this off for 10, is it 105? I can say 115, 110 would give me 55. So I'm going to try there. I'm going to start there, 110. Confirm and send. Okay. Let's see if that's out there working. Okay, I'm trying to get 110. There's 110. So maybe I can go down to 105. They'll give me my 50 bucks. It's getting a little bouncy there. It's kind of hitting all these numbers. Let me get out at, let me try 105. I'll take my time to see if that fills. Not yet. Okay, so now I'm saying 105. The mark shows, that should totally get filled. Come on, you guys, quit playing around. Any second now. So that's okay. So we didn't get. So if we get this off at 50, we didn't hit our $100 profit target, but that's okay. We did hit it initially. Then I tried to get fancy. I tried to get directional. That's the issue. I should know way better by now. I don't know how to pick direction. Come on, Dan. What the heck? Trying to get all fancy. If we had that down move that I was thinking we were going to get, we could have made a lot of money, but we didn't get it. Isn't that like the story? That's pretty much how the story usually goes. But the cool thing about these butterflies is that they're so flexible that we can still recover from that, and we can still come out at profit, and maybe even like $100 profit if I was patient enough. I just don't want to play around. I mean, this is pretty narrow, and it's getting long in the tooth here. It's 11. So there, that just got filled. So 105. And let's take a look at that. So this trade is closed now, and we got 50 bucks. So not too shabby. And again, we on this trade, I totally had my profit target. I could have got out of the whole thing at 100, which was the profit target, and I actually did get out of. I peeled one off at that point, but then I tried to get a little fancy, and I thought that kind of a mix of me trying to get a little fancy and me experimenting. I tried to get directional to the downside, which we could have cashed in big if it did what I thought it was going to do. But like I said before, that just goes to show you, what do I know? I can't pick direction. That's why I trade these trades. So we came out fine, 50 bucks, good enough. We learned some things. All right, so let me pull up my Excel sheet for this real quick. Okay, so here's our Excel sheet, and today is, let's see. Oh yeah, we didn't trade on Friday. So the 4th of July was a holiday. The 5th was Friday, and we went to the beach. So no trade on Friday. So today is July 8th. July 8th. Scaled back up to I'll just leave that like it says. So this was Well, this was a 15 wide, but I should put a note. This was, let's see, let's call it the, because it was off-centered. Let's come up with a name for this one. Because we're not, on this trade, this is the first trade that we've done where we're not centered right at the beginning. Let's call this the, how about, I don't know. If you guys have any good names out there, throw them in the comments. I need help. For right now, I'm just going to call it the cockeyed, the cockeyed Buddha. Buddha. The cockeyed Buddha. I better put some more notes on that. I might be saying, I'll be, like in the future, be like, what the heck is that? A broken wing to start. Okay. And today was a winner of 50. Thanks to my dumb little shenanigans, me trying to get all tricky and fancy and try to go directional there after I hit profit target. That didn't work out. So I guess note to self, don't try to get fancy. I mean, but it was okay. It was cool. We came out a winner still, and we got some practice in adjusting and figuring out some other. I mean, I saw some cool new things throughout those moves, those kung fu moves, hiya, that we took after that I can use again. I mean, these trades are so like forgiving and so like adjustable, so bendable, flexible. I love them. I love it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Okay, so today was a winner of $50, and let's go over here and we'll just put it in this column here. $50. Now, there's our finals, and so there's our current totals. So we've had a total wins of 2,335, losses of 815. When we subtract the losses of 815 from the winners of 2,335, we come up with a grand total of 1,520. You know what I want to do is I want to look at that trade real quick and see when did we have the most amount of risk and figure out the return on just today's trade. So I'm going to back out of this and see when did we have the most amount of risk. Look at that. So if we would have let that thing just settle, we would have pinned at the center, but we would have pinned in the tent, and we would have made, let me see, $157. I guess I couldn't do that though, because I just couldn't bring myself to do it, because I had $55 of loss. I didn't want to like turn this trade into a loser. Maybe we can work these trades into a profit, a floating profit. So, well, ideally, if we can get these things, we can adjust them in such a way so that we have a free butterfly on. That the worst case scenario is the profit target amount. We did that in a couple of previous trades in this video series. And then just leave that butterfly on and see if we can pin and milk in the rest of it. Anyway, I want to figure out the return on this particular trade. So I'm going to back out to find the point in this trade that we had the most amount of risk on it. So here is 510. Here is 660. 1355. 1355. So 1355 is the number. So we'll say we made $50 thanks to me fooling around. It's not 100. $50 on 1355 divided by 1355 equals, so we made 3.6%. Not too shabby. If we would have made the 100, which we actually did make, and then I ruined it for everybody. We say 1355, 7.3% at 100, which is great for one day. I mean, for a couple hours, come on. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
All right, that's it for this one. If you'd like to follow along with me on these trades, these are real money trades that we're doing these on. And I have a couple of these trades going on now. We have some experimental trades, some real money trades. and we're just recording them and posting them on YouTube every day. If you'd like to follow along with all that, just make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel below. Just click on that subscribe button, and also be sure to join me on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just head on over there, sign up for my free email newsletter. As soon as you sign up for the free email newsletter on my website, you'll get a welcome email sent out to you right away. Just reply back to that welcome email, introduce yourself, and say, hey, and I'll say, what's up? And I'll get back to you, and we'll go from there. All right, that's it for this one. See you tomorrow.